Get out your game controllers and keyboards. You are now listening to Hit Points. And welcome back, everybody, to Hit Points, the podcast where we hit all the points in gaming news, and so much more. I'm Brant.
I'm Chris.
And it's that time once again this month as we talk about all the news and updates and new games coming out. Actually, it's kind of light on news, but we do have a few things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, go ahead.
One thing I gotta say is when E3 comes, that's when we're gonna have a lot of news. And you know what?
Yeah.
I think that's why news is quiet right now. It's just like comic books right now. Everything, we know what's gonna happen till June, and that's when we're gonna get hit with San Diego, or July when we get hit with San Diego. June, we get hit with E3.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's just the nature of I guess this different mediums like this, games, comics, things of that nature. So it makes sense. But whatever, it's cool. It gives us a down period to play some games until we're ready to talk about all the new stuff coming out.
Which is good because we could talk about our experiences with games and our finds and whatnot. I mean, you remember with Brooklyn Boys, their 25 Days of Game Miss, we got 25 games. That's 25 old games. One or two were new, actually. And, a lot of it, we literally just scratched the surface recently with a couple of the games. But really, we haven't really delved into many of those yet. And it's going to be fun going back and playing the older games.
Yeah, and obviously on the last episode of Hit Points, we talked about a bunch of the games we got for like Christmas and stuff. And so yeah, we both have tons of games to play that neither one of us have had much time to play yet. But that's okay. We'll get to them.
The good news is for me, and I have to say this up front, usually we save our news for the end. Everybody knows my work schedule's been hell because I was on a indefinite possible indefinite subschedule. The good news is, as of March, the second week of March, that subschedule will be ending, and I'll be going back to my regular schedule. And everybody knows when I'm on my regular schedule, I'm up later, I do more videos, I do more work, and I'm more fluid, and I'm more awake at night, so I can do more also. So I'm just very happy, and I'm praying that next week goes by fast, just so that I think that's why I'm getting tired. These past couple of weeks, I've been very tired because I know it's coming to an end. Yeah. So my body's kind of like just dying out. So when the old schedule comes back, it'll be rejuvenated and ready to move forward. So everybody be happy. In another 2 weeks, lots of stuff coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I'll talk more about that at the end.
Oh yeah, totally. But yeah, a little earlier you mentioned comics, and that kind of ties into something we wanted to bring up, at least because it is game-related in a way. I know you're a big fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man comics that Archie Comics publishes.
Yep.
And was it 2 years ago, in 2013, they did the whole Worlds Collide crossover?
I believe so. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
there was no free comic book, Yeah,
it was probably 2013 going into 2014 maybe. So they're doing the sequel this year, which is Worlds Unite. And they announced today, as we're recording this, which is a day before you're hearing it. So, but they announced today that in the Worlds Unite crossover, it's not just going to be Sonic and Mega Man this time. It's going to be a whole slew of Capcom and Sega franchises, including the likes of Street Fighter, Skies of Arcadia. I think there's characters from
Monster Hunter,
Ghosts and Goblins,
Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, Beautiful Joe, Golden Axe. There's a whole bunch, and they released
Three comics, the first 3 comic books.
Yeah, but they released one image that had all the characters from different games on it. The others, I think, just had Mega Man and Sonic on them. But they had a Ryu from Street Fighter on the cover, and various other characters. And I just think that's really cool. All these video game franchises from yesteryear that are still popular and resonant with us today, joining them in comic form. That's pretty awesome in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. With Sonic, he's been dealing with for the past year the ramifications of worlds collide.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the worlds had to sacrifice themselves in order for the worlds to separate again.
Right.
And Sonic actually ended up making the sacrifice, and his world basically crumbled and blew itself to pieces, so to speak.
Yeah.
Worlds Unite is supposed to fix what's been going on. And I loved, when you told me today, actually, I almost nearly flipped. I said this is going to be a great collaboration because the Worlds Collide was amazing. It was great.
Yeah.
Now you're throwing in Capcom, and this could also be a catalyst to bring Street Fighter back from Udon possibly when this series is over. Yes, absolutely. My one complaint, my one problem is they're connecting a little bit to the Sonic Boom universe.
Yeah.
Worlds Collide is Sonic Boom is connected to Worlds Collide, so it's not just the 2 Sonic books and Mega Man, it's now the 3 Sonic books and Mega Man.
Yeah, and obviously Sonic Boom, it's a little different.
A little different? It's horrible. Disgusting.
Yeah, we've talked, what was it on the first episode of Hit Points? We talked about the video game, maybe?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Sonic 06, and that says something.
Yeah. So, but, that aside, this is just really cool news for gaming fans and fans of these 2 comics as well.
Absolutely.
Which, if you guys haven't read them, I haven't read a lot of them. I know, Chris, you've been reading them for a long time. But, I've read, an issue here and there of both of them, and they are fantastic. I think I even flatted Sonic at one point. But, no, they're beautifully drawn. They're really interesting stories. They're exciting. They're fun. So if you guys haven't checked them out, you should really check them out.
Just not Sonic Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
And Sonic does have, just to throw it out there, Sonic has a magazine that comes out once a month also, which reprints a couple of classic tales. I would recommend that.
Yeah.
I read it digitally.
Right. But if you, like us, are like a gaming fan from the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, I totally think you get a kick out of this, especially this crossover with all these game franchises in it.
Especially with Street Fighter coming out with its new game soon.
Right, exactly. So, but that's enough about comics. I just wanted to definitely mention that since it tied in.
Yeah, and right before we go into the gaming stuff, which is this gaming podcast, I would love to mention this because I'm a humongous Legends of Zelda fan, as everybody knows. Legends of Zelda, right after we recorded last month's Hit Points, it was announced that Legends of Zelda is going to have a Netflix series. I will have Netflix by the time that comes out. Whether it be through Brant or myself, I will have Netflix again.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's exciting news too. I mean, that's something that we've probably longed for a long, long time and didn't even know it.
I've longed for it ever since that horrible cartoon. I'm like, they have to make it right eventually. And it's live action, so that's even cooler.
Yeah. It's going to be tricky to do, but I have faith in Netflix because they put out some really strong programming.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
But enough of the TV and the comics. That's for other shows. Let's get into the games. The games that we've played this past month. Brent, how is Batman treating you?
Batman is treating me okay. I had a few technical difficulties. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think, I spent like an hour trying to find where I was going, and then I just trashed that whole video and tried to restart it, but I don't know, there was this whole thing where I beat this particular level, and I had to, the recording messed up totally. It didn't record the sound or something. It was something like that. I can't remember the exact details. But I had to start from scratch so I could get back to that point, so I could fight that level on video again. But that's kind of where I left off. I haven't had a chance to play too much of it lately. I'm hoping to get back to it very soon because I'm just at the point where I'm on Penguin's boat and I'm fighting my way into there. And I think the fight with the Electrocutioner's coming up next. So I'm loving it though. It's for anybody that doesn't know, you're new to the podcast or whatever. I'm attempting to play through all the Batman Arkham games leading up to the new release, the final game, Arkham Knight, in June. So far, I haven't made it through the first game yet, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, you're improving in Mario Kart, I will say that.
Yeah, slowly, very slowly but surely. We're having fun doing that though. We do it every couple weekends.
Except when Brant is tired, then he gets mad.
That was an interesting evening. You guys have not heard that yet, or seen it
No,
yet, but
will this weekend, I'm sure.
yeah, we'll see.
After he edits his voice out of most of the episodes.
Yeah, after I rewatch it and see how bad it was, because I was so tired, literally, man.
No, you were fine. I'll be honest. Racing, you were fine, or
Yeah.
you were quiet. You really didn't say too much when you were losing. It was after we were done recording that the funny stuff started happening.
I was so tired, I honestly, literally don't remember everything that happened that night.
You crashed before I hung up.
I know, yeah.
Lisa had to say goodnight for both of you, and she's like, I think he's out cold on the couch. I'm like, oh. Because I was trying to talk to you, and you were like, is he still talking? And I was like, wow! I never. Good night.
I had already taken my headphones out at that point. So I didn't even hear anything. So that's funny. Oh, man. I do remember that vaguely, but I don't remember everything that happened every race and stuff. I remember getting frustrated because I got so tired that I was just losing left and right. I mean, I was doing really bad. I was coming in like 12th.
Yeah, there were a few. Let's save that for when the people watch the video.
Yeah, it's funny. If you could have seen my face during those videos, I swear I was making the awful faces.
I'm glad we don't have face cams yet.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there was one point I think didn't I put the control down and just walk away or something?
Pee, yeah, you had to go to the bathroom. But we got disconnected, so when you came back, you were lucky. We just started over again.
And I was really disappointed by that. I do remember that because I remember Lisa saying it, and then I kind of like shrugged, kind of walked with my head down back to the couch because I was so ready to go to bed. But it was fun overall, from what I remember.
Next time we do it earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, were there any other games that you played unofficially, like unrecorded?
Unrecorded. You don't know Jack. Lisa and I got it after watching your video.
Oh,
Yeah. So
how are you doing with it?
So we got it and we played it a lot, and I always lose.
I'm gonna make you feel so much better right now.
Uh-huh.
Until I really started thinking outside the box, and I'm talking this is 25 episodes later,
Mm-hmm.
I was losing like in the negatives, negative 30,000. So don't feel bad. This game is meant to make you feel like an idiot.
Yeah, the sad thing, it's just me and Lisa playing it so far. But even when I do win, the announcer has something bad to say about me. It's always a me, and I've never once, you know how it does the this or that? And,
Yeah.
And it lets the person that's losing at that moment do the this or that?
Yeah.
It's always me.
Oh, that's Michael. It's always Michael when we do group one.
Lisa has never played a this or that. It's always been me. So.
Don't you love that?
Oh, man, I get so mad at that game.
The lightning one at the very end of You Don't Know Jack, that gets me so mad because it makes no sense at first, and then they bring up people that I don't know.
Yeah, you really gotta stretch to get what comparison they're trying to get you to do there.
But then the people they use too, it's like I don't know that person.
Yeah, there's some of them I did pretty good at, but there's others that I was just totally clueless and just let them go.
Did you get any of the wrong answers, like the wrong answers, and you got the chicken?
Lisa got a couple of those. I never got one.
I got like 5 of them.
Oh wow. No, I just if I get it wrong, it's like a hair wrong, so I didn't get the wrong one. Always.
You got the medium wrong.
Yeah, I suck. Basically.
Don't feel bad. Like I said, I suffered through that stupid game too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, go ahead.
But you'll get better. I was gonna say. Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah. Aside from that, I don't think I played too much in the past month. We did Alien for one of the morning stream.
Which not the next morning stream, but eventually you definitely have to get back because I've been doing my walkthrough. My walkthrough, I just barely got ahead of you on, and I moved even further along. And man, you are so close to where the events start happening. Not even funny.
Yeah. And the only other thing I can think of is, and I don't remember if we did this before the last podcast or after, but we got the Retron 5, which allows you to play all these.
After.
Okay. It allows you to play. What is it?
PlayStation, Super Nintendo, not PlayStation, Nintendo, yeah. Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Sega Genesis.
Yeah, and the Nintendo, the Japanese Nintendo Famicom or whatever. You can play those too if you have them. So yeah, we got that, and we had a retro gaming night. We had some people over, and we played. We mainly played just Super Mario 3 because it was, and we kind of there was 6 of us, so we took turns. 3 of us played Mario, 3 of us played Luigi, and we just kind of kept, switching who was playing each level, and we played. Oh man, what was the other game we played?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, no.
I didn't pay.
I don't remember. It was some old Super Nintendo game though. It wasn't Donkey Kong Country. It was I don't remember if it was. I don't think it was the Tiny Toons one. It might have been Bubsy. It was something called Bubsy. Maybe.
Oh God, that was one of the worst games.
Lisa loves it. So I think that's the one we played. We didn't play it for very long, and we switched to Super Mario 3, and then after that we played Mario Kart on the Wii U, and that was it. But it was a fun time playing Super Mario 3. That's one of my favorite. That one and Super Mario World are my 2 favorite Mario games. So. No, we had a lot of fun with it. We realized that we weren't as good as we remembered being, and none of us, we couldn't get past, I can't remember what level it was, but I know we couldn't get past a certain place, and we were like, why are we sucking so bad?
Was it when you were in the cave?
It was one of the underground, levels.
Yeah, I didn't remember that either. Michael's the one that actually remembered how to get out of that.
No, but it was fun, though. But aside from that, that's pretty much it. What about you? What have you been playing?
Well, okay, let's start with the stuff that's been recorded. So, recording-wise, I'm going to go from the beginning of the month to now. Recording-wise, I started Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 re-elected looks really good. I love the first part. I didn't want to stop, honestly. When I saw we were at the 28-minute mark, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I wanted to go so much further, but unfortunately... time was of the essence that night, so I only did one part. Michael and me switched games. Instead of doing Saints Row 4, Michael is doing Dying Light, because I felt, it's the same people that made Dead Island, essentially, and I just didn't get a lot out of that. So I let Michael go forward with that game instead, and I kind of sat out of it because there's so many other games coming out that I'm going to be covering, so I figured give it to Mike. And the game is an awesome mix of parkour and Dead Island, with the zombies and everything. Mike is having a blast, and the graphics are amazing, spectacular. I mean, it's a fun game, but there definitely is a frustration factor to it. Like, you could see it in part 1. Michael got lost for a good 5 minutes, I'd say, trying to find a door that was literally right in front of his face, but shaded by dark. I was like, you've got to be kidding.
Wow. That's hilarious.
I was like, I actually tried to convince him to start over, like the whole game over, because it was right at the beginning. But he said there's no way he was going to go through the whole thing again. He said, no way. Just keep it. It's one part. And then when we ended the part, he couldn't find, there was a change of clothes they had for him. And it turns out that the change of clothes was right in the same office he was standing. He ran all the way back to his apartment, thinking that they left it in the apartment, when in reality it was in the office.
That's funny.
So it was a very frustrating first part.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But recently... Unfortunately, the past couple of days have been super busy, crazy. Like I said, I'll talk about it at the end of the show. But I did start 1886 The Order. And I love the game. I don't care. Critics are saying it's a short game. It's not a short game. They're saying it's a Gears of War 3 ripoff. What game isn't copying another game? Every game, it's all been done already. Now it's just about what makes a game unique. And this game definitely has a unique feel to it. Yes, it's a cover, shoot, get into other cover, move forward game. Yes, it's very... My one gripe is I feel like I'm watching a movie and interacting with it. It's one movie cutscene after another, after another, after another, and then you move forward a bit and you go through, and then there's a problem and you got to go into cover and you shoot and you move forward and you shoot and you move forward and you shoot and you move forward. It's a movie, and then there's another movie for the next chapter, and then you walk around for a bit and you go exploring and you find little hidden things here, there, and everywhere, and then basically rinse and repeat for all the chapters. I believe there's 17 chapters altogether. So far, 2 parts. Huh?
I said, wow.
That's why I'm saying I don't know why people are saying maybe if you skip the movies and everything, yeah, it'll be a very short game. But right now I have 2 parts uploaded on Frontline Gaming Zone. By the time this goes up, it'll be Friday. I doubt I'm going to be recording Friday because it'll end up going up Saturday, and we don't post walkthroughs on Saturday. I mean, it is a new game, so it does kind of not follow the rules of no game on Saturday, so maybe there'll be a part during the weekend, but I definitely will be getting back into 1886 next week, if not during the weekend. It's a really fun game, and I definitely want to see it all the way through to the end as soon as possible, because right now doing 1886 puts Alien and Saints Row Saints Row 4. And I almost said the 4th. That's what's hilarious. And what other game was I doing? I was doing 3, I believe. I know I was doing another game.
Well, you were doing Dying Light, right?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Maybe.
But I want to get at least 1886 out of the way. The good news is in March, there are no new... Oh, yeah, there is one. I'm sorry, I take it back. But it's a short game. But still, I want to get 1886 at least 90% done by the time the game that I'm getting comes out. Just to move forward. And Michael better get his button gear with Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Well, Dying Light is the answer to that.
Gotcha.
That's official stuff. That's the stuff I've been doing officially. Unofficially, I did play a game, and I was going to make a review of it, but I decided to save my review for here instead, because this is going to be a very negative review anyway. And the game I played, this is one of the 25 games, actually, that we got for Game Miss. The House of the Dead Overkill.
Yeah.
This game was dumb. Michael and I sat through the game, and it took us 2 hours, and this is with interruptions, to beat the entire game. And then it turns out when you beat the game, there's an uncut version of the game. Basically, the levels are a third larger. Like, there's a big intro to the level in place of no intro. So the levels are longer, and there are more zombies, basically.
Okay.
The characters are annoying. There's Agent G, who all throughout the game I was making fun saying I'm Agent G-Spot because he won't say what his real name is. And then there's the other agent, what's his name? Detective Washington, who every chance he gets, MF, F this, F that, F the other thing. You get so mad at that character that you want to step into the game and purposely rip out his vocal cords so he can't talk anymore. He is the most annoying character, more annoying than the fairy in Legends of Zelda.
That's pretty annoying.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. That sounds really bad.
It's a nice... Look, if you like a game where you're on a rail and you just have to point and shoot, this is the game for you. It's super cheap. I would not recommend this game at its original retail price. At $10, or I believe we got this for $5 or $8 and change, definitely. But it's literally, if you're buying it, buy it because you like rail shooters. don't buy it for the story because the story is dumb. The ending is worse. And I loved how in the last stage, I'm giving a little spoiler alert here, you're about to fight the big naked boss, and everything goes black, and it's like, film not found. And then it jumps to the future, and it's like, well, it's a good thing we found these guns. And it's like, you literally took the whole story. I had to sit through your annoying, boring dialogue because there is about a 3-minute intro and outro to each level that you cannot skip the first time through, and you want to bang your skull into the wall until it breaks. But no, in the last stage, apparently, there's a missing piece of the film, and I have a feeling the uncut version will have that missing piece. But anyway, it turns out they didn't kill the boss anyway, and you do get that final boss battle, but it's a little bit of a you gotta be kidding moment at first.
Mm-hmm.
The story was dumb, but then again, I lived through Time Crisis 2, and that had no story either. It was literally just a point and shoot also. The moral of the story is, when you buy a rail shooter game, Time Crisis, House of the Dead, stuff like that, just be ready to have fun shooting things and have absolutely no substance, no moral, no nothing. If you just love pointing a Wiimote at your TV screen and firing at will, then by all means get the game. And I still have no clue what the golden brains do if you get them all, so screw it.
This does not sound like a game for me.
It is not a game for you. It was not a game for me. Yes, I like rail shooters. Yes, I like zombie, shooters. But I like at least a little story. Or don't give me any story at all. Just throw me into the level and let me go. Right. Don't give me a whole intro on why we're there, what we're doing, anything. Just throw me into the level and let me kill some zombies. And then throw me into the next level and just rinse and repeat until the game is over. Don't try to put a story to a game that doesn't need a story. This was dumb. It would have been 20 times better if it didn't have a freaking story attached to it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But I am Agent G-Spot.
Okay.
It was hilarious when we were playing the game because we were making fun of it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's funny.
So, that was my gaming experience so far. I did also have the pleasure of checking out a little bit of Mirror's Edge, and as much as I like the game, I don't see myself spending $20 on a basically running from rooftop to rooftop game.
Yeah, it's still a little high for me too. I want to play it, but I'd like it to come down a little bit first.
And rumors are still floating around about Portal 3 and Half-Life 3, but those rumors, I wish they'd stop. Valve, I think, gave up on all of their games because now they own Steam, or they created Steam, so now they're focused on Steam. So, we're not going to be getting any number 3s for any of their games.
Gotcha.
And I'm upset about that because I really was invested in Half-Life.
Yeah.
At least Portal had a good The End.
I still need to play that. I have it on Steam. Portal.
Oh, dude, Portal 1 was really good, but Portal 2, oh my god, they added substance, they added story. It was 3 to 4 times the size of the original game, and it was so good. I wish you would get it for the Xbox 360. I would play the co-op with you on that. It's the co-op is fun too. You'd like the co-op.
Okay.
So, if you ever decide, I think it's only like $10, $15 now for the Xbox 360. Just grab an old or used copy, whatever, from GameStop.
Yeah. It
would definitely be worth your purchase, and I still have to finish the DLC for the co-op, so you could help me finish that.
Cool. Yeah, no, I don't have it on Steam, so I could get it on a system. I was thinking of something else. So, I just checked.
I would say get it. I would say get it for the Xbox 360, Portal 2.
Gotcha.
It's a lot of fun.
I do have Saints Row 4.
That game's fun.
Yeah, I gotta play it. I haven't played it yet.
I won't spoil anything for you.
I've got 2, the 3rd, and 4.
Yeah, I won't spoil anything for you. But I think that's really all the gaming stuff that we've done. I've played a little bit of You Don't Know Jack too, but I'm getting better at the game actually.
Good. I haven't played it for a few days now. I should get back to
Oh,
it.
I like to abuse myself every once in a while, so.
Oh, I do too. That's the fun of it. It's just, you challenge yourself and you feel like an idiot, but it's fun doing it. It is actually a fun game, even though you do feel kind of stupid sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, the guy is like the woman from Weakest Link. He disses you regardless.
Yeah, exactly. A little more over the top, but yeah, that same kind of thing. I used to play it on Facebook, and then I stopped. So yeah, it was cool. I'm glad we got it.
Too much, mommy.
Yeah.
The man abused me.
All right. So, now I guess we'll talk about some of the news that, the very little news that came out. First up is the new DLC for Far Cry 4, which is coming out next month, March. What is it, March 10th, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
And you get to fight Yetis. They're like giant Yetis.
I like the idea. I like the concept. I need more story behind it first.
True, but the visual that they provided in this particular article is really cool.
Yes.
So, I don't know much about the Far Cry franchise except for what you've told me. So, but I mean, obviously it's a first person, right?
Yep, first person shooter.
Yeah. So, but it looks cool. It's like he's on a snowmobile shooting, and there's Yetis running at him in this image. So.
Well, you do get to climb the tops of several of the mountains throughout the game. I think it's cool to add Yetis to the mountain because that gives you a little bit of an extra threat while you're up there. I don't know if they're going to add a story to it, but yeah, that would definitely worry me if I was in the game.
or just climbing mountains.
In general, yeah.
Of course. Giant Yeti.
I'm not planning to climb any mountains anytime soon, FYI, so I don't have to worry about nothing.
And if you
ain't no Yetis in New York.
Well, there's some people who probably look like Yetis.
I was just gonna say, unless you count the big hairy guy that lives down the block, but that's beside the point.
Oh shoot! So, do you have Far Cry 4?
Yeah, I played it.
I thought so.
I'm not gonna get the DLC right up front. Right. I'm gonna wait and see some reviews on it, some gameplay on it, and then I'll. When it comes to things like that, I wait to see gameplay, and especially because we don't know exactly what it is. They're putting Yetis in the game.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Is there a story, or is it literally just okay? We're giving you DLC, so when you play the game, it adds an extra threat. I don't need that. At least not till I beat it. Then after that, fine, whatever. Give me more threats.
Yeah, so you'll have to see. What system do you have on?
I have everything on PlayStation 4 except for the Xbox exclusives and Tomb Raider.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, what's next?
Oh, I'm gonna beat it. I'm beating a dead horse here.
That's why I left that one for you.
Basically, this is the last time I'm even going to say anything on this subject because Nintendo is just completely, utterly stupid. And I know this is the work of Nintendo Japan, not Nintendo America, because Nintendo America is more for the people. But apparently, there was a Golden Mario Amiibo that came out in Walmart. It was a Walmart exclusive, and it's for the upcoming Mario Party game. Mm-hmm. And it sold out literally the day of release.
In 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes. And now the only way you can get it is on eBay. And the cheapest one on eBay is about $50, $60. This brings me right back to the main argument of Amiibos should not have a rarity attached to them. It's dumb. It's going to cause people like myself, because I'm officially done with Amiibos, but it's going to cause people like myself who found this very innovative, very good, very nice as an add-on to the games, and you just screwed it up. You screwed it up by adding, this figure is rarer to find than this one, because you basically just gave eBay sellers a month's salary.
Yeah.
and you screwed all the moderate fans such as myself, who, if we can't get it at its asking price, we're not going to buy it at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm just done. When I get my Ike Amiibo, which I got informed by GameStop, it should be back soon. There was a bit of a back order due to the rarity. We are getting it. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get to GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
But once that comes, that's it. I'm done with Amiibos. I'm not dealing with the whole, oh, well, this one's rarer, so you're going to have to find it from somebody else or in another store for double the amount of money. Right. I'm sorry. There's no way. This was a very smart, innovative way to add to video games, and Nintendo completely screwed it up by adding it. There should not be a rarity to these figures. They're not special, and they're not 100% needed in the first place. You ruined it, Nintendo. You ruined something that could have made you millions by adding a rarity to your figures. You took the money away from yourself and gave it to the eBay sellers. Mm-hmm. Good job, Japan, Nintendo.
Yeah,
good job.
That's exactly what they did. They gave all that money away to the eBay guys. You're exactly right. That's the shame of it.
I mean, the Golden Mario, whatever, good. You know, if that was the only rare Amiibo, fine. One is not bad. But when you take 3 from each series or each set and make them hard to find, Rosalina is hard to find. Captain Falcon, Pit, Little Mac, who else came out recently? King Dedede of all the characters sucks in the first place, and he's rare? Get lost. I'm done. That's it. Ike is my last Amiibo, and then I'm never going to even touch or look at another Amiibo series. Until either one of two things happen. One, it gets canceled out because nobody's buying them anymore, which I see happening at some point, except for the diehard fans. Or 2, Nintendo makes all of the Amiibos accessible to everybody equally without having a rarity attached to them.
I'm looking in the comments, just because you kind of mentioned how they would not be so popular in a few years. I'm looking in the comments on that article. And it's funny, I don't necessarily agree with this, but one commenter said, the new Beanie Babies in 5 years will be 10 cents at a yard sale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right now it's a fad. Yeah. Tomorrow, nobody's going to care about them anymore.
The only difference, the only reason I don't like the Beanie Babies comparison there is because the Amiibos are actually somewhat functional. They do serve a function where Beanie Babies were just collectibles. But aside from that, yeah, it's definitely a fad that's going to fade out over time.
It reminds me of the Pokemon game. Remember the Pokemon game where you had the stadium and you could scan in your Pokemon?
Yeah.
And then there was another. Oh yeah, it reminds me a lot of Disney Infinity and those, even the first waves are $5. You can find them now. Yeah. It's nothing different. Skylanders is doing it for years. Disney Infinity is already on their second game. Nintendo Amiibos are not, special. They're nothing different, nothing brand new. We've been experiencing this through 2 games now. They're not special Amiibos. They're just called something different. So they will go into, they'll disappear while Skylanders and Disney Infinity will get into their 20s and 30s when it comes to their games.
Yeah, it's Nintendo, I don't know. I still question the way they do business sometimes. They just like their video games, they hardly ever go down in price, even over time. Like, we've been waiting for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze to go on sale, to get it, because it's still $50 everywhere. And today the gamepad came on, and there was a sale, and it was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze sale, 30% off. So I go into the shop to see, to get all the details and everything, and it says, okay, you can get 30% off of it if you buy one of the older Donkey Kong Country games too. So they're $8. So 30% off of 50 is 35. Add that to 8, and you're basically just saving about $8.
Exactly. So basically, You have to buy another game that you don't want to get Tropical Freeze 30% off, and then in the end, you're only saving $8 anyway.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Not saying that Nintendo doesn't have some good sales sometimes, because they do on much older games, but yeah, it's just I don't get their logic sometimes, and this is another example of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Nintendo right now. The Amiibo thing really upset me because I was so happy. You know, for the first time ever, Nintendo was, granted, not number one. It was in the number 2 spot, though. You know, it was PlayStation 4, Nintendo Wii U, Xbox One.
Yeah.
It was doing so well. And then the Amiibos came out, and they started the rarity bullshit. And then they started they had the adapter for the GameCube controllers, and then those sold out. And then it's like, oh, well, you got to go find it somewhere because we're not making anymore. It's like, what do you mean you're not making anymore? You have fans that want to buy this so they can play the game. They'll buy the game if they have the adapter, and you're saying you're not going to make anymore? What the hell is wrong with you? People want to buy your Amiibos, but they can't because you made the ones they want rare. And they don't want to pay $50 and $80 for one little figure for one game.
Right.
Yep. Because you're right, Brant. And whoever said about the babies, the Thai babies, it's the same thing. You're going to find these things at garage sales because they're going to fail. Nintendo's going to ignore them. Nintendo's already ignoring Amiibos.
Yeah.
Yes, they're throwing in new ones for Mario Party, but what do they serve? You can still play the game perfectly fine without them.
Yeah.
They're added bonuses. They're not even like Skylanders. They're pluses to a game. Yeah. They're unneeded. Who's going to pay $50 to $80 for a figure? First of all, that you're not going to want to take out of a package because it ruins the rarity of the figure if you're stupid enough to pay that amount of money. But let's say you are stupid enough to rip it out of the package after you pay that crazy amount of money for that figure. Once you scan it into the game, that's it.
Yeah.
It's done. You're done.
Yeah.
Does nothing.
Basically, people don't really want them for the gameplay. They just want them because they look cool.
Exactly. That's why I wanted them.
Yeah.
Ask me if I've scanned one of these stupid things into my game yet.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
And you know what's really dumb on Nintendo's part? They just expanded Nintendo World, and Nintendo World is going to be a growing franchise, toy franchise, based off of all the Nintendo games. So guess what? Now the Amiibos have lost even more popularity because people who aren't going to pay $50 for a Mario Amiibo, let's say, will go into Toys R Us, go down to the Nintendo World aisle, find a Mario figure that's superposable, that has accessories and everything, and buy that instead.
Exactly.
So, yes, Nintendo's making money anyway, but not off of the Amiibos, and their whole innovative way of adding to the game died.
Yep.
Their toys will do amazing. I've already predicted that Nintendo World is going to be a very, very, very popular franchise.
Oh, yeah.
But my prediction also is the Amiibo line, give it another year or two, it's going to just disappear.
Oh, no, I agree with you. And speaking of things disappearing, that's a good segue.
Exactly why I did it.
Still talking on Nintendo, if you guys are not aware, Club Nintendo is closing. After
2 days from this podcast by the time this goes up.
Is that official? Because I know that the full service, all the accounts are being closed on July 1st.
All the accounts are being closed July 1st.
Yeah.
They added a bunch of new things so that people can waste their earned points. Yeah. But I believe all the rewards are disappearing in March.
Okay.
There won't be any way to redeem your codes anymore as of March.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong. I'm not sure. All I know is Mike and I got 2 games. We redeemed all of our points. We got Super Smash Brothers, the original, and we got Mario Tennis, the original, from the Nintendo 64 through downloadable code.
Yeah.
And apparently I got an email, and this will lead into the end of the show. I got an email from Club Nintendo, and I'll leave it at that for now.
Okay. But yeah, basically, after 6 years of this, they're closing it down. Supposedly, they're gonna come out with a new customer loyalty program down the line, that they're kind of being tight-lipped about.
What's that about? What is that? What does that mean?
I don't know exactly because they said that they'll announce details at a later date. Basically, they may be coming out with a new program to take the place of Club Nintendo, but it's not going to be the same thing. So, I don't know what that means. Your guess is as good as mine. That's just what I read. So, you still there? All right. So while I'm trying to get Chris back on the call because I don't know what happened, um, looking into this a little further, it looks like March 31st is the last day you can earn coins, register products with Club Nintendo, and sign up for a new Club Nintendo membership. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know. And June 30th is the last day to redeem your coins. As of 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on June 30th, it will close down. Are you back with me, Chris?
Yeah, I'm back with you.
Okay, cool.
My Skype, I don't know. Ever since I've upgraded to the newest one, it kind of fudges out sometimes.
Yeah, no worries. I kept talking while you're gone, so we're all good.
I don't know if you noticed, I left.
No, I did. I noticed it popped up a message for me. So, yeah. So I don't know what that means. Your guess is as good as mine is about the new program that they're gonna institute some future date, probably
If
next
they're
year.
gonna do,
Yeah.
I was gonna say if they're gonna do just another Club Nintendo, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You're ending one just to start another under a different name, please. I think Nintendo just hates giving stuff away for free.
Honestly, I think I've heard some people kind of mention this. I think they're gonna do digital rewards instead of physical.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
hate giving stuff away for free.
Yeah, like you said.
And I don't like that. I'm not a fan. The physical stuff was the reason why we joined
Hmm.
Club Nintendo, not the
Yeah.
digital.
Right. So I don't know, man.
It's a sad day for Nintendo players.
It's a sad year for Nintendo players, I guess. Hopefully they'll redeem themselves with a really cool Zelda game and Star Fox and all that stuff, and we'll be happy again.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah. All right. So the next thing I have is just it's a little thing I wanted to toss out there, and I actually have a few more details about it too. Is Mortal Kombat? They have teased a new character reveal for tomorrow, which as this episode goes live, it'll have already happened because it's on the 27th when they're revealing it. But Ed Boon, who the co-creator of Mortal Kombat franchise, uh, tweeted a picture of a cage and said tomorrow, and of course everybody immediately thinks Johnny Cage, and we already know Cassie Cage is a confirmed character for the game. Well, I went on Ed Boon's Twitter account, and apparently like 7 hours ago, he confirmed that Johnny Cage is in fact going to be in the game. But then he posted about 4 hours ago, uh, rest of the story at 8 a.m. Central Time. So 9
They'll make
a.m.
him a zombie.
Huh?
They'll make him a zombie like what they did with Luke Cage, not Luke Cage, like what they did with Liu Kang. Remember that
Yeah.
one game where he died or he was
Yeah.
dead already and he came back as a zombie?
That's quite possible, yeah. So we'll find out by the time this episode goes live. Everybody will already know. But yeah, if you haven't found out that news, you can, and you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you should go look it up. Go to Ed Boon's Twitter. He'll obviously have the details there. It's at NoobDE. So,
They did release that Street Fighter V is gonna have a beta soon or an alpha.
oh sweet.
I don't care. I'm not. I'm gonna wait for the actual game. But I'll tell you, there's gonna be Street Fighter V Ultimate Edition, Super Ultimate Edition, Super Rare Ultimate Edition after the original game comes out. I don't know why my brother wants to buy it when it first comes out. I told him wait 3 years and get the Ultimate Super Definitive, everything in it, golden monkey edition. But he said no, he doesn't want. He wants it right away. So I said okay.
Yeah,
I'm not buying the monkey.
gotcha. So you found a game that you didn't know existed.
Yes, I did, and I was on YouTube one day, and I don't even remember what I was looking up. I think I was just looking up gameplay on a game that I was looking into,
Mm-hmm.
and out of nowhere, on the sidebars, the suggested video was Back to the Future game. The game, Back to the Future, the game, and I'm like, Back to the Future, the no, it was on Amazon. I'm sorry, I was looking up older games, and it
Mm.
showed up on there, and I clicked it because it wasn't the Nintendo Back to the Future, the game,
Right.
and I looked it up on YouTube. Then I looked it up on YouTube, and it turns out that Telltale actually made in 2011 a Back to the Future game. 5 chapters, just like The Walking Dead. You play as Marty McFly, and it's just like the movies. You know, at the beginning of the story, Doc gets arrested as he's traveling through time,
Mm-hmm.
and then as Marty is trying to save the Doc, things happen.
Yeah, of
The
course.
future, the future changes several times, and each episode they have to fix the timeline. And at the
Nice.
beginning they start, at the end they think they fix it, and then something else happens. And I watched a bit of it. I didn't want to spoil the whole game because I wanted to get it for myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I did watch a nice amount of each chapter, like the beginning at least. Really good stuff. Really nice. And from what I saw in the comments, because I didn't want to watch the very end of the very game, the whole game, but the ending definitely had a good like open ending where you could definitely make another Telltale game in the future if they wanted.
Nice.
Classic game, classic music. I believe Christopher Lloyd voiced Doc.
Sweet.
Um, Michael J. Fox did not voice Marty, but was in the last chapter and the second to last chapter as Marty's great grandfather.
Oh, well, that's cool.
So he was in the game, just not as Marty McFly.
Yeah.
I guess he couldn't dedicate the time to recording. But the voice actor actually does sound a lot like Michael J. Fox, so it wasn't that bad.
Cool.
And we know the animation from Telltale, so
Yeah.
it's nothing new. It's the same format, same animation,
Right.
same type of thing where you got to walk around, find clues, and then the story will move forward as you see fit. The only difference is with the Walking Dead Telltale game, the decision mattered, and it caused ramifications for future episodes and then future seasons.
Right.
In this game, there is no choice C will lead you down the C path, choice B will take you down the B path. There's only one definitive path, and if you ask a question that isn't pertaining to, let's say, the moment,
Mm-hmm.
the character will just talk you right back into the same set of questions, and then you have to, and you basically play trial and error until you get the answer that moves the story forward.
Oh, that's slightly disappointing, but
It was, but I think this was one of their first games. That's why.
probably, yeah, they probably perfected it with the newer games.
Yeah, and this was a year after the 25th anniversary, I believe, of Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
Because 2010 they got the Slammy Award, and it was 25 years later.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's cool though. I mean, and you can get this on the PS3, which is awesome as well.
hmm
Um, yeah, I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, so that's right up my alley too.
you should get it. Actually, it plays a lot into, you learn a lot more. They've definitely built on the mythos,
Mm-hmm.
and really good stuff. Really, I didn't want to spoil a lot for myself, but it's going to
Right.
be a while before I could get the game.
Yeah.
So I did spoil enough so that I could be satisfied. Lots of twists and turns. That's all I can really say. And it's worth a buy even though it's one path. I think you can only really do one path when it comes to this story, and you'll understand why as you're playing.
Gotcha.
But
No,
really,
that's cool. Yeah.
mhm.
And that's funny enough. That's 2 episodes in a row we've had a game on here that you've never heard of before, or never knew existed.
Give me time. I'm
Yeah.
still looking. I'm still finding games I've never heard of before, but
Yeah.
they look really good.
That could be a segment on the show. What game have we found this month?
You know, Brent, if you go on Amazon and you just look up one PlayStation 3 game, there's like a list of 19 pages of other
Mm.
games. You'd be very surprised what games you never... I didn't even know this game... There's a Terminator Salvation game. I didn't even know that game existed.
I did know that existed. I've never played it, but I did know it existed.
It got bad ratings. So don't worry, it wasn't that good.
That's probably why I never heard of
it. Exactly.
But the Back to the Future one, I was looking on Amazon, it had 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, so. It's an... Michael, when I told him, he's like, oh, that game sucked. I'm like, are you sure? This game has 4 stars, and I watched a bit of it, and I love it. And he's like, well, maybe it's just you. And then I looked it up, and it got good ratings. So I don't know. Maybe Mike thought of the Nintendo game?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. But that's cool.
It was I would recommend everybody at least look it up, see if you'd like it. If you like The Walking Dead or Wolf Among Us or whatever other Telltale... I think
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, thank you. If you like the Telltale's format, you will like Back to the Future. Just get the CD. It has all 5 episodes on it already.
There you go. Cool.
I'm sure it's on the PlayStation Network also, but I think there you have to buy it episode by episode. Just get the CD or get the season pass and buy the whole thing up front.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so did you want to mention something about Monster Hunter, or was that something I accidentally put in there? Okay, yeah.
I wanted to get Monster Hunter 4. It really is very popular right now. There's a waiting list actually on Amazon to get it 14 to 22 days before they actually ship the game to you.
Wow.
I waited a bit, but I've heard so many amazing things about Monster Hunter 4. I definitely want to get it at some point. I'm holding out because I want to see if they'll put Monster Hunter 4 on the Wii U. I prefer console over handheld any day.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends are like, you're missing out. It's a great game. I know I'm missing out. I really want it. But at the same time, if they're going to put it on the Wii U, which they might, because they did that with Monster Hunter 3, I want to hold out and see. But I don't know if they're going to do it because it looks like they're having a nice success on the DS, so I might cave and get it when the price goes down a bit. But it's super popular right now, and good on it with Monster Hunter. It's really a really fun game.
Yeah, and Chris and I were talking about before the show. We both have Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and we're definitely going to be playing that co-oping soon. So, or as soon as we get the time to do it, maybe on one of our community play things or something.
Oh yeah,
it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I just wanted to mention that we were going to get it, but I don't want to go on a waiting list. So I'll wait till it's back in stock and the price goes a little bit lower.
Right. Now, I know you are a huge baseball fan, and I used to be. I haven't watched it in years, but I used to be a big baseball fan when I was younger. And it happens to be the 10th anniversary, we found out, of Major League MLB. So the Major League Baseball game, the show, the MLB the show. So MLB 15 the show. It's 10th anniversary edition for the PS4, $70, but it's coming out on March 31st.
And honestly, the extra $10 is worth it because if you look at all the extras that it comes with, you get a steel book, an exclusive cover, which is the slip cover they mean.
Right.
You get 12,000 stub points, 12,000 K in stubs. So that's basically, you know how some games have in-game currency that you have to pay for?
Right.
They're giving you 12,000 currency.
Nice.
Which is a $10 value.
Right.
You have 15 bonus items, which is a $15 value, and then you get all 30 MLB team dynamic themes and MLB 15 dynamic theme, the actual dynamic theme of the game.
Yeah.
And if you pre-order it on Amazon, if you go a little bit further down, you get free DualShock 4 skins.
Yeah.
The MLB 15, the show, pre-order, you get to choose your own MLB team skin for your controller.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, the Legends part. That excites me. They're introducing 30 iconic MLB alumni, and this covers players from 70 years of baseball.
Yep.
One for each team, one representative of each team. So I think that's pretty awesome.
I got MLB The Show 14 because it's the last year for Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
That game is so much freaking fun. I wasn't going to get 15. I wasn't. There was no reason. I got the game I wanted, the end. But when I heard this was the 10th anniversary and they're doing a special collector's edition, I decided to do one more year.
Yeah.
Because normally I don't buy sports games, but for MLB, I'll get it.
Gotcha. I haven't played a baseball game, a video game, in a long time. But
if you do want to get it,
yeah,
I recommend the show. They have it for PlayStation 3 still, so I would recommend the show.
Is there online play with MLB, the show?
Yes. That
would be interesting. We could play.
And you create your own character, and you go through a season, and basically you start off on a farm team. This is what got me to get 14. You start off on a farm team, and then you get drafted, and you don't pick what team you get drafted to. The team picks you.
That's
and
cool.
Then, of course, when you build your popularity, you have the ability to ask to be traded to another team.
Right.
But you got to build your... It's basically like you're really playing baseball. Like, you start with a farm team. If you're not popular, you're going to be with the farm team the whole season.
Yeah.
If you build your popularity, you will be in a major league team by the middle of the year. I mean, they go a couple of years in the game, so you don't have to worry about, up front being in a major team. But... yeah, you gotta earn your spot. You don't just come out and say, "Oh well, I'm going on a team." No, they start you at the beginning.
Yeah. So if I ever did get this, it's conceivable we could actually play together.
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay.
I'm actually looking it up now. I'm looking.
Because that would be cool.
Nobody asked the question: is there online play yet?
Yeah. We may just have to wait for more details.
I'm looking up 14 to see if 14 has it. Oh, it says right here, the major graphical improvements can only be seen on the PlayStation 4, though.
Well, by then. By the time I'm able to get it, who knows.
And this is why I like this also. Year-to-year saves. Users who purchased MLB 14 The Show will be able to continue their franchise and Road to the Show progress. So I don't have to recreate my character because I have save data already. He'll just move over to the next year.
Yeah. Cool.
And that was a pain in the ass, I'll tell you what. They go down to do you want to make your cheekbone tighter or something? It's like, really? Really? They did that in Saints Row 4 also.
Yeah.
It's like, you could go down to the grainiest of grainy details, and it's like, no, I don't want to go down to the grainiest of grainy details. Please, just let me play my game.
That's funny. So, no, it would be cool if we could actually play with each other, though.
Oh, absolutely. I would love that. That would be fun, actually.
Yeah. That would tempt me even more to buy it. So.
Unfortunately, I don't have information about multiplayer.
Yeah, I can't find anything on it either. I'm looking, but maybe those details will break when it's closer to release date.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll see. But cool. So that's really all the news we have, right? There was nothing else, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to mention the MLB thing, and I think it's a perfect segue into
new releases. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, it's time for the new releases. We're going to cover March. I guess since we're only doing this once a month, we're covering the whole month.
Yep.
So, and we've already talked about one of them. Huh? What's that?
You want to take the beginning and I'll take the end?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just taking a drink. Alright, so first up, starting with March 3rd, we have Helldivers for PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. We have Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood, PS4 and PS Vita. I've never heard of that game. Resident Evil Revelations 2, Episode 2, PS3 and PS4. We talked about that a little bit more in more detail last episode if you guys want to check it out. Orashika Tainted Bloodlines for PS Vita.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, me either. Scream Ride, Xbox One and Xbox 360. Man, I've not heard of any of these games.
Neither have I.
And Scream Ride is looks like a roller coaster or something, but it's like got hazard symbols on it. That's weird. Yeah, it's Scream Ride is a spiritual successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon. I had to look that one up. I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's crazy. It features an online leaderboard but no online multiplayer. But you're taking control of roller coasters you ride, and it's got a demolition mode. That's crazy.
I'll live without that.
Yeah. Continuing on, shiftings for the PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. I've not heard of this one either. It's from a subsidiary of Activision Blizzard though, so don't know what it is.
Neither do
White Knight, PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. And that's not White Knight as in like a night. It's NIGHT, like nighttime. So I don't know what that means. I'll continue through the ninth, and you can pick up the 10th, unless you want to.
No, keep going. I'll
Okay.
pick up at the 10th.
Okay. On the 4th, we got Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 2 for Xbox One, Xbox 360, Windows. On the 5th, we have Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars on the 3DS and Wii U.
Yeah, we're skipping that one.
Are you? Okay. I lost my place. There we go. March 6th, we've got Zombie Army Trilogy for PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. You know anything about that one?
Nope.
Looks like
I looked it up. It looks interesting, but I had never heard of it before.
it's a tactical shooter with Nazi zombies. Okay. And yeah. On March 9th, we have Shelter 2 for Windows and Mac. And you want to take through the 17th, and I'll pick up at the 18th?
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so the 10th we have Assassin's Creed Rogue for Windows. We have... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Whatever the heck this is, Alchemist of the Dusk Sea for the PlayStation 3. Cities Skylines. DMC Definitive Edition, nobody buy that, for the new next-gen systems. Dreamfall Chapters Book 2 Rebels for Windows. Hotline Miami 2 wrong number. PlayStation 4, PS Vita,
Wait,
Windows
I gotta
Mac.
look that one up. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm mildly interested in what the info on that is.
Okay, it focuses on the aftermath of the protagonist's jacket after killing off the entire Russian mafia on behalf of mysterious messages on his phone. This apparently will be the last game in the series.
Mushroom Men Truffle for Windows.
Yes.
Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 3, that's how interested in Hotline Miami I am. For the PlayStation 3 and 4. And we got Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters for PS3 and Vita. Okay. On the 11th, Ori and the Blind Forest, Xbox One Windows. Keep it. Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 3 for the Xbox systems and Windows. On the 12th, we have Sid Meier's Starship for Windows, Mac, and iOS. And on the 13th, we have Codename Steam for the 3DS. I'm looking that up because I want to know what the heck that is. And I still have no clue what it is. Moving on.
It's a third-person shooter.
Not interested whatsoever.
Okay. We'll be on to the 17th then.
Please, something good.
Yeah. That's you, 17th.
Oh, I'm doing the 17th too.
Yeah.
I thought I was ending. Okay. On the 17th, we have Battlefield Hardline, which we are getting.
Okay.
It comes out for Windows, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. We're getting it for the PS4. Blade Kitten Episode 2 for Windows. Blade Storm Nightmare for PS3, 4, and Xbox One. Final Fantasy Type O, PS4 and Xbox One. We're going to wait and see how that game goes before we get it.
Okay.
I don't trust Final Fantasy. Jamestown Plus, PS4. Oceanhorn Monster of Uncharted Seas. That's not that's one horny monster. Windows. Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 4 for PS3 and PS4. The Awakened Fate Ultimatum, PlayStation 3. Where the heck are these titles? And Wolfie, the Red Hood Diaries for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. Where the heck? Okay, keep going.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Picking up on the 18th, Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 4 for Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Windows. We've got, on the 19th, we've got Worlds of Magic for Windows. On the 20th, we have Fossil Fighters Frontier. We have Mario Party 10 for the Wii U. So that's, yeah, we'll be getting that too. That's exciting. Ride for the Windows, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Not sure what that is either. Let's see. Moving on to the 24th, we have Borderlands: The Handsome Collection.
Basically, a way for them to make more money and just taking all their games and throwing it into one collection,
as opposed to the ugly edition. So
yeah, the collector's edition sold out the day the pre-order came out. Just this little information for you there, so don't bother looking for the collector's edition.
Gotcha. We've got Bloodborne for the PS4, and that actually looks interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked interesting. I want to wait and see a little bit of the gameplay. I had that on my list of getting, but I want to see a little bit of the game first, because all I've seen in the trailers is a mishmash, of a bunch of the gameplay, but really no definitive what you're doing. And when they do that, that usually means there's really no story that they can tell, so they're making it look like they're just showing you the best parts. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on it. I'm going to see how the first couple of parts go, and then if I like it, I'll stop and I'll buy it. If I don't, I'll be happy I didn't.
Yeah. It's an action RPG, and it looks like it's similar to Dark Souls and stuff like that. We got Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin for the 3DS and PS Vita. We got Metal Slug 3 for PS3, PS4, and PS Vita.
Metal Slug.
Slender the Arrival on PS4, and the very next day on the 25th, the same game on the Xbox One.
Love how I bought that for the PlayStation 3, and now 2 months later it's on the PlayStation 4.
You had to know that was going to happen. It's too popular.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. On the 26th, we have Pillars of Eternity for Windows, Mac, and Linux, which actually, the graphics on that look really good. It was a Kickstarter. Game.
Wow.
Yeah. On the 27th, we have Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and Furious on Xbox One and 360. So that's pretty cool if you're into driving/racing games. Got Dead or Alive 5 Last Round for Windows on the 30th. And on the 31st, we've got Axiom Verge, PS4, PS Vita, and Windows. We already mentioned MLB 15 The Show for PS4, PS3, and PS Vita.
We'll be getting that.
Yeah. Neverwinter for Xbox One, and that's interesting.
Look that up.
Yeah, I play Neverwinter online, so it's kind of cool they're doing a console version.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun. If you're into it's a World of Warcraft kind of game.
And moving forward now.
But it's not quite like it. I like it anyway. Story of Seasons for the 3DS, and Tukiden Kiwami for PS Vita and PS4.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, thank you. And to be announced, we have Armello for Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Droid, Kalimba for Windows, Ollie Ollie for Xbox One, Wii U, and 3DS, Oddworld New and Tasty for PS3 and Xbox One, and Way of the Samurai 4 for Windows. And there you go.
And that's all the stuff that will be out. And then when we come back, we will talk about April, which I'm actually going to cheat and look ahead a bit to see if there's anything interesting, so we don't go through names again and go, what the heck is this, what the heck's that?
Yeah.
And it looks like there's some interesting games actually in April. So,
yeah.
We'll have some stuff. So, you know what I noticed isn't in March?
What?
Oh, wait. Or was it this month? I'm sorry. No, it was this month. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Xenoverse. Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse comes out. Actually, it's coming out today. The day that this is going live.
Exactly.
And the PlayStation 4 already sold out. So unfortunately, even though last episode I said Mike and I are getting it, we unfortunately will not be getting it because it's sold out for the PS4 and we're not getting it for the Xbox One.
Gotcha. Alright, so I don't want to go back into TV or video or whatever, but that just reminds me of the Dragon Ball Z live action series thing I saw today that I shared with you. I know you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but
Didn't yet, but
yeah,
it sounds very interesting.
yeah, it's based on the history of Trunks, so it looked really cool. So I can't remember what it's called, Dragon Ball Z something Light of Hope or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody should check it out if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, of course. So
I agree. I'm definitely going to check it out as soon as possible because it sounds really cool. And the fact that it's going with the history of Trunks, that was a really good series.
Yeah.
Or little movie.
Nice. So, yeah. But that's all we have for this episode.
Short episode, but it was a short week if you ask, a short month if you ask me for stuff and news.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's February, you know, not a lot's going on in the world of gaming yet. But like we said at the beginning of the show, as we get closer to, you know, late spring and early summer, we're going to start hearing a lot more things.
Right.
So, it'll be fun. But until then, you know, next month, of course, we'll be back with whatever news is out there for us to talk about and whatever.
And lots of new games to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. New games, and maybe we'll have played a lot more from there too. So it'd be fun.
Absolutely. And really quickly, Mike and I apparently got something from Club Nintendo because we were at Premium. So we'll have that we'll reveal that, I guess, in the next episode if we get it within the next 4 weeks. I'm looking forward to March 9th because once that happens, I'll be able to do a lot more stuff online, and I'll be able to do more videos again, the way things used to be. I'll tell you, I miss doing all the stuff I used to do during the fall and winter, and I'm eager to get to that date so much so I wish I could sleep until then.
Nice. So,
and then I got stuff I can't talk about because I'm forced to secrecy, at least for now.
Yeah, shouldn't be too much longer, but we'll see. But no, it's we got some cool things coming up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Epic Rewind we'll be doing next week, possibly if everything works out according to plan. Or we'll be talking about more of the Frontline Gaming Zone stuff and that kind of thing.
And if not, then we just skip this episode and we go into next month and we'll start. February was you gotta admit though, Brent, February was a horrible month because my live shows kept screwing up because I got sick. You know, this show we ended up recording late. Next month, I think, will be a better time to really just kick everything into gear that we haven't kicked into gear already.
Yeah, I'm thinking we got a little overzealous with our schedule for this month, and like you said, you were sick, I got sick there for a week, and right now I've actually got a slight ear infection as I'm recording this. So yeah, it's been, and I got real busy this month. I know you got really busy, and you know, a lot was going on. We just couldn't quite get things as smooth as we wanted them to, but it's all right. We still got most of the content out there.
Exactly, and we got this show out. It's at least out in the same week.
Yeah, exactly. And in Zone 4 land, we'll have a new episode of Zone 4 coming next week, and then after that, we'll have Airship, and then the following week will be the Zone 4 episode with you and Mike Fireslayer. Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun in the last episode. I will say that.
Yeah, it was a blast. I really enjoyed that. We talked about Spider-Verse. And who knows what we'll talk about next time we start to plan that episode out. But yeah, a lot of fun things coming up. Actually, I think the next episode you guys are on is real close to our 6-year anniversary for Zone 4, so we'll see what happens. And beyond that, for me, Henchman Inc. #2, which I flatted and lettered, came out this week via Monkey Brain. You can find it on Comixology for 99 cents. So really excited about that. We've already gotten some reviews back. One reviewer gave it a 4 out of 5. So real happy about that.
I did read through a little bit of it. It's a really, really good book. I definitely would recommend it.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a fun book to work on. So I know issue 3 is already being illustrated. So hopefully that won't be as delayed as issue 2 was. So, but beyond that, like you said, some stuff I can't talk about too much. We're coming up real close. Since this is airing on Comic Frontline as well, we're coming up real close on the 50th episode of Frontline Live.
Again.
Yeah, again.
We have 50 before, I believe.
On Frontline? With Dark Avenger Inc., yeah, but
Inc. Live.
Yeah, but with Frontline, since we started the Frontline live show, it's almost up to 50. We did 47 this week, I think it was.
Yep. So 3 more weeks.
Yeah. So that's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And
when we break 100, then it's huge because we never made it to 100.
Well, technically we have if we count them all together, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Not individually. But that means, let's see, 48, 49, 50 will be like mid-March. So, yeah.
Perfect. Because I'll be back to my old schedule and I'll be happy again.
Yeah. And that's actually the week of my birthday, so that's pretty cool too.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So, yeah. But we'll see you guys as far as hit points goes. I guess it will be the week of the 27th of March.
I'm gonna check now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna. It's gonna probably go live on the 27th. We're gonna record it before then. But yeah. March is the same layout as February, except there's 2 extra days.
Yeah, exactly. So
3 extra days. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the week of the 23rd through the 27th. Sometime during that week of March is when Hit Points episode 4 will air. So just to let you guys know. And if you guys have any ideas for us, anything you want us to talk about, any games you want us to talk about, you can email us at hot@comicrelated.com.
Mm-hmm. And if there's anybody out there, any game companies who'd like us to review their games or talk about their games, we promise we won't butcher all games. It's just, the House of the Dead wasn't exactly a intelligent game. But anyway, we will not butcher your game. We will give a honest and true opinion if you'd like us to try your games out. We have almost all the systems.
Mm-hmm.
I have all the systems. I say almost because Brant still needs to get a PlayStation 4 so he can play with me. So we'll try anything out.
Yeah, and online too. I play Steam. I play some MMOs and stuff like that. I know you don't, but
yet.
Yeah, but you have the PS4 and Xbox One covered right now. I've got that side of it covered. So anybody that wants to, send us something or whatever, let us know. Contact us once again, hot@comicrelated.com.
And we will definitely look into your stuff, and we will play it, and we will review it, and have a good time discussing it.
Yeah. Awesome. So I guess that's going to wrap up the show unless you have anything else to add?
Nope, not for this week. Let's see what next month will bring as far as games I didn't know existed.
Cool. All right, so thank you guys for joining us once again here on Hit Points. I know we haven't done another expansion pack recently.
We haven't there's no trailers yet.
Yeah,
we got
exactly.
For June.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we can come up with something else to do for an expansion pack. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll throw something up before the next episode. Maybe we won't. No promises. But there will be content coming. But
this is Agent G-Spot signing off.
So grab those controllers, game pads, mobile devices, or handhelds, pop in your favorite game, and get to gaming. And see us next time right here next month on Hit Points.
This has been a Gonzo Goose production.